Hey guys, welcome to Worm and Proton, chasing the perfect vape. Change it up a bit. Today we're doing another liquid review. We did receive this liquid free of charge, but this will not affect our review of the liquid. It will be an honest review, as you know with us. So today we are doing
the Black Cherry, Hangsen Black Cherry from e-smokeless.co.uk. We'll link that in the description for you. John sent this down to us to do a review on. Lovely bloke. I do want to point out, John mentioned a while ago, and we mentioned it in one of the videos, that new bottles will come in. These are the new bottles. Okay, so you will get that. Maybe not on all of them, but this range and this flavour is definitely
the newer flavours, basically.
The newer ones that he's just got in. Definitely got his nice new bottles on with his lovely little logo up there. E-smoke was written up the top. Still got tactical labels on them, and they're still chip compliant, obviously. So just giving that a quick mention. But Black Cherry, Hangsen from e-smokeless.
Are they safety lids?
They are. Yes, they are safety lids because they will spin like that, and then you have to give them a push down. So yes, they are child safety lids as well, which is obviously top marks for that. Always good. Just word of advice, though, guys. Word of advice: if you've got a liquid, whether it's got child safety lid on or not, don't let your kids play with them. All right, stick them on a shelf. That's where they're meant to be. Move on. So yeah, we're doing a cherry. Worm has primed his Zeus. I have no idea what ohms he's got in there. What ohms he got in there? 2 ohm coil in a Zeus, and I'm guessing being him around about 4.5, 4.4. Okay, I swear he changed it just because I said 4.5. So yeah, around 4.4.
Maybe.
We're gonna have a little toot, and well, I'll get some wormwood whilst I have a little flap.
Again, guys, it's in the A7 or Zeus, as always. That's how we do our juice reviews, just so we get more consistent juice review flavour and that. So
they all go up against the same stack of bricks. Yeah, this juice is the same as all the other ones actually in terms of price. £4.50 for your 15ml bottle, which I think is very reasonably priced. Works out. I have no idea off the top of my head. Oh my god, I'm so £3 for 10ml because I kind of gauge liquids in 10ml and 30ml. I know a lot of sites will do sort of 15s and 30s, and I've seen 50s and 40s and 10s. It's just everywhere. But anything under about £3.50 for 10ml is a pretty good price. If you buy the 30ml though, you get it for £6, so it works out £2 for 10ml, and John will even deliver it to your door for £1. Can't go wrong.
We would like to point out again, we don't know whether this is an 80-20 mix or a 70-30 mix. This is depending on Hangsen, depending on how the flavour kind of sits with it. So
either way, it's
kind of
PG
roughly
mix,
there. Yeah. But yeah, off the bat, it's definitely black cherry. It's a very rich flavour. It's not really so much in your mouth. We did have a little toot before we come on camera because you know what we like. Yeah, Mr. Prom basically hit it on the head. It's more on your throat, the flavour, than it is in your mouth. But it has got an aftertaste, not initially, but kind of when you put it down and like maybe 30 seconds later, you get kind of this cherryness.
I do get the cherry aftertaste. I mean, it's strange. If you vape a lot of, I'm trying to think of a liquid that I vape that a lot of other people have, and there aren't many because we mix our own mostly. But typically with sort of strong fruit flavours, you kind of get it all over your tongue, nothing at the back. And then on the way out, it's a little bit on your tongue. With this, it's kind of just rolls straight over your tongue, hits you nicely in the back with flavour. Not throat hit, it's just the flavour hits you. And then on the way out, it kind of rolls a bit slower back across your tongue, and you're left with that subtle cherry, but it's an overall quite strong flavour. I know this probably makes absolutely no sense, but this is the best way I can describe it. I don't know if you agree with
It's
that.
like a flavour throat hit, basically. You get all the flavour on your throat. It really is, and then you get like this aftertaste in your mouth of the black cherry. But it is a very rich black cherry. It's what I think black cherries taste like, to be honest. I mean, I haven't eaten copious amounts of black cherries. I don't think they're just black cherries, but I do know what black cherry tastes like, and that is pretty much bang on to what black cherry tastes like.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I pretty much agree with that, to be honest with you. It's not, again, we've said before, with fruit flavours, always expect it to taste, usually anyway, of a sweet of that fruit. This doesn't. This does actually genuinely taste more of the fruit. It is quite kind of moreish. There is kind of, I don't eat black cherries very often, so it's very hard for me to sort of put a head on where exactly I would have used or tasted this flavour quite a bit. But it definitely tastes more of the fruit than a sweet. It's flavour at the back, and then as you roll forward, it comes out even more, and you're left with that kind of cherry, but it's not an overbearing, super sweet cherry, if that makes sense. I could probably vape that for a while and not get sick of it in certain flavours, particularly some of the sweeter fruits. They can be too much for you to just sort of vape a lot. With this, you could quite happily vape that quite a bit, I think.
It's just it's more a rich than a rich sweet. It's just a rich taste, and it really isn't. But that's how black cherries are. I don't know if you've eaten black cherries, you'll know it's kind of like that. It's like a deep flavour, you know. It's not like it floats around in your mouth. It's just it hits you, and then it's kind of a little slight aftertaste. So yeah, it's bang on black cherry. I mean,
it is a very good cherry, a very good black cherry. Sorry, because they do cherry and black cherry at e-smokers. It is a very good black cherry, and it is. I was saying to one before, I got quite a bit of throat hit off this. That is now gone. It might have been the fact that I'd vaped it after not vaping it for quite a while. It seems to be with
probably
me
a bit dry throat.
Bit of a dry throat, and whenever I sort of pick up me Vamo or whatever after a couple of hours break, I do get a bit more of a throat hit. This is a 12 milligram strength. They do them in higher, so obviously pick whatever one's best for you. But this right now, throat hit is 3 or a 4, maybe out of 10. It's not what I would call a big throat hit at all.
It's comfortable.
Yeah, it is a comfortable throat hit.
I mean, should we go straight into our 10 out of 10s? For what it's meant to taste like. It tastes like black cherry. It really does. It's deep and it tastes like the fruit. 10. For me personally, it's like an 8. It really is. I mean, like, it's not my preference. It is a very rich flavour. I mean, it's not horrible by any means. It's really, really nice. But I don't think I could see me vaping that all day, because it is very, very rich and a deep flavour. So I'd like to mix it up with something a little bit more light or a little bit more sweet every now and then. I don't think it'll be something I'd do all day. But yeah, it's an 8 for me.
Me and Worm did kind of have, like, also had a little quick sneaky vape before we come on here. We always do, just to see what we're going to come up against. And with this, I said to Worm, and I think he agrees, with fruits, or with us, especially this kind of fruit, more of a deep fruit, a little menthol goes a long way. And I think that's probably what we do to this. But then we do predominantly vape very sweet menthol vapes. It's just how we do things. For what it's supposed to be, which is a black cherry flavoured e-liquid, it is just that. It is bang on the money. 10 for that. For me personally, I'm going to give this one about the same, about an 8 for the same as the Worm. I quite happily vape this. I'd quite happily buy this.
Yeah.
It's just I have other preferences and tend to steer towards sweeter fruits myself. Whilst we're mentioning our preference and God knows whatever else, we have said this before in a few of these reviews and a few others as well when it comes to liquids anyway. These reviews are always subjective. Always be aware that your tastes are different to ours, are different to his, are different to hers, whoever's. So if you're after a sort of fruit flavour that is black cherry, then this is very good. If you want something that's very sweet and very sort of like a sweet of a black cherry, then maybe not the one for you.
Maybe just the normal cherry. We haven't
tried that yet, so we don't know.
We'll keep you updated.
We will definitely keep you updated, but I do think when it comes to liquids, always make your decisions based on your kind of opinion. So, and also, all we can do really is give you the best that we can to tell you how this flavour goes, and it's hard because we're two idiots. All right. So the best thing you can do is kind of take what we say.
I think it's why we do give you like what it's meant to taste like and what we think it's like, because then you're getting basically the 2 reviews but times 2, so it's like 4. I
think really, whilst we're saying that though, when we do say what it's meant to taste like, I think we have got to throw into the pot as well. That is what we expect it to taste like. I actually had a discussion with John earlier. And he said, basically, when it comes to the liquids and what we think they're meant to taste like, that's fair enough. And it totally depends on what you expect it to taste like, doesn't it? If you expect this to taste like a cherry sweet, it doesn't taste like a cherry sweet. It tastes like a black cherry. But that's what it's labelled as. It's not labelled as a sweet. And I think John hit the nail on the head earlier when I spoke to him again. And he said, sort of, this is kind of like Marmite. You love it or you hate it, but you need to know whether you like it or not in the first place. So you need to know whether you want something that's going to taste like a fruit, whether you want something that's going to taste like a sweet of the fruit, whether you want something that's going to taste like whatever it is that you're looking at. So yeah, for this, it is a rich, mild on the tongue, quite heavy on the throat, black cherry fruit. That is what this is. And I'm very happy with this liquid, actually. I'm
more happy with this little needle.
Oh yeah, the bottles are really good.
That is just banging. I mean, you have to pay extra for other places to get screw-on tops that go on that. Yeah, that's already there.
I mean, I know some people out there watching these, because John's bottles did come with nice, actually quite narrow tips on anyway, so they're very handy for priming carters and God knows whatever else. If you're using cartos, this will make a little bit of a difference to you. If you're using something like a Nova, probably won't make much difference to you at all. But for us, that little needle makes loads of difference. All right, we drip, it makes it a million times easier. When you're filling Carto tanks that have got a very, very narrow hole, again, makes it 100 times easier. And the fact that you're getting a 15ml bottle of a good liquid for £4.50, I think it's banging when you've got this on here.
It's £6.50, isn't it, for 30?
It's £5.99 plus £1 delivery.
There you go.
So £6 for 30ml with a little needle on and everything, just a wicked price, to be honest with you guys. But I think we're going to move on with this one because it's been about 10 minutes now.
We try to keep these juice reviews quite short because
under 10 minutes usually. We just keep going, and going. But this has been Black Cherry. We would recommend this. I think we'd definitely recommend
if you want
this.
a Black Cherry fruit, this one. If you want a Black Cherry sweet, maybe go with the cherry. But we don't know that. Sure yet. We're just guessing. All right, so don't take that as gospel.
No. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I have been Mr. Proton. This has been the Worm.
Catch you soon.
See you soon.